If you get a cancer diagnosis, don't panic. It is doable. I am sitting in front of you telling you it is doable. You can do it. Unfortunately, I was recently diagnosed with ovarian cancer in October of 2023, and I have been on a journey since then. And it has involved chemotherapy, surgery, more chemotherapy, a whole lot of perseverance through those things, but along with it, a whole lot of gifts along the way and a whole lot of blessings. There were no clear signals, and unfortunately with ovarian cancer, that's just the way it is. It is why they call it the silent killer. It's why they can't find it until basically stage 3. The surgeon I've worked with made it clear to me that the problem with it is it doesn't start causing you any issues at all until it's in stage 3, or none that you really pay attention to. 2 hours after I ate, I'd feel really lousy, just in a funk for a couple of hours and thinking, okay, I had to get really careful about what I ate so that nothing upset my stomach. And I went for a sonogram of my gallbladder and it was fine. There were no stones, it wasn't inflamed, it was just fine. So he said, let's just do a scan. Let's just make sure we know what we're talking about here. Had that done on a Monday, and on Tuesday afternoon was at work and got a phone call from that surgeon. And he said, this is not a conversation I wanted to have with you over the phone, but I've been informed that there are 2 what look to be like tumors present in your scan that are very consistent what we believe to be ovarian cancer, and it looks like it has started to affect you in other ways. I felt like people started kind of moving mountains all of a sudden. So I was fully aware of how serious it was. I wasn't in denial about that. The hard part is then, how do you tell your husband? And how do you approach this? I didn't want to steal any more days of joy from my husband than I had to. It brings you such clarity over what matters and what doesn't matter. To be able to live like you were dying, you know what I mean? To be told this could very well be your end if you don't take action right now, then suddenly everything is very clear. The surgeon, the very first surgeon we met with, and the nurse navigator said, do you have a support system at home? And my husband and I both just laughed out loud when they said that. And I go, we've got 1 or 2 people that are good support system, yeah. We have a tremendous friend network that supports us, and we have a fantastic church family. I've been a member of the Adrian Christian Church since I was 12. My work network is more like a family. I work for a phenomenal group of judges who have shown me tremendous grace through this entire process, and have said, we understand this is a difficult time. Do whatever you have to do to get better. And for people who don't have that, that's really what makes me emotional, because that's such a huge support. I don't want to cry. I want to be positive. I want it to be, the only time I do get emotional is the goodness of it. Not the sadness, not the stress or scariness, but the goodness of it. The 2 surgeons that were working on my case and the nurse navigator were really great about saying up front, we need to look closer to home for you to be able to access services closer to where you live, so you're not driving well over an hour in traffic, coming back and forth for whatever comes next. And that's how I ended up, oddly enough, right back at my hometown in Bates County, where Dr. Singh, who was affiliated with them, did have my best interests in mind. It's been an effort between the 2 places to coordinate services and follow up and that sort of thing. And that's been pretty great, actually. 3 rounds of chemotherapy, then surgery, and then 3 more rounds of chemotherapy. really the scariest day is the first day you have chemotherapy, because you just think, I don't know how this is going to affect me. Started coming to Butler and love them, love all the girls there. That's where the real connection comes from. That's where you really, can talk and get information and figure things out. And they're all just great, every one of them. Realized the very first time I came for chemotherapy, I was in a private room, in a recliner. They also had a recliner for my husband Brad to sit in, because he was having nothing for it but to be there the entire time. And so it was just our little space, Being in a place where you can be in a private room, have your spouse or your friend or a family member right there with you, and you're not around everybody else is a big deal, and is very comforting, because it gives you time to kind of talk things through. I mean, Brad and I have talked through a lot of things for that 8 hours of sitting there with each other during chemotherapy. And you just want to be able to do that if you're in a big infusion place. Here I go again. Gives us time to pray. We prayed every single time I had chemotherapy. Ask God to make it be effective and keep me healthy. And they've all been answered, every single one of them. So it's a big deal. Being here close to home, being around people that care about you and you form a relationship with is a big deal. They all want the win. It uplifts everyone. So, but I feel today sitting here in front of you, I've had a win. My numbers are good. The scan was good. The chemotherapy is over. From the day I was told you have ovarian cancer and it's serious, I have been filled with a strange calmness. And I've never felt like this was the end. I've never felt like you're not going to make it. Not one time have I had that thought since that day in October when I found out I had it. And I want that to be what other people, how they feel, I want them to know, don't give up. It will be okay, and you can do it. And not only that, you can very likely do it right here, where you can establish a broad circle of friends, and it's going to be better for you.